Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday Live Lesson. My name is Aldrine Guerrero. I'm going to be an instructor for today. Joining me are Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai the Legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
The boys are here. We're going to get started. What we do here at Thursday Live Lessons, we try to answer any and all of your questions, however way we get them, via email, via voicemail, via live chat that we're on right now. So give us your questions and we'll throw some answers your way. I'll try to answer it as best as I can. These two dudes will come out with their own 2 cents, and we're going to try to come up with the best possible answer just for you. You can also send us videos and things like that if you guys want us to kind of take a look at what you're doing and give you some feedback on how you're doing with the ukulele. It could be ukulele related, it could be not ukulele related. It doesn't really matter. So let's get started. First off, I don't know if it's like a UU Plus member or whatever, but someone wrote into the Hisessions guys and they're like, I want to see Aldrine on for some reason. And thank you to whoever that person was, because John Yamasato contacted me and we did a podcast together. So if you guys want to check out that podcast, it's on the Hisessions account. So HI is in Hawaii, HI Sessions. And on that channel, there's amazing Hawaiian artists and some incredible uke players, including like the best uke players in the world. You know, you got Jake, you got James, yeah. Yeah, that's it. You got Calais, you got Taimani, you got what else? If you said those first 2 names, you should be flocking over there already, right? I was like, Horuka Azita was there, Fulani Pad is there. Just come on. Go subscribe to them. Check out the podcast and type in, say Aldrine sent me from Ukulele Underground. Let them know that we sent you there and we're sending some love over their way. So it's Hisessions. Check out the podcast that was on. It was up. I think they put it up yesterday. So type in, give them a like, give them a thumbs up, and just let them know that, hey, Aldrine sent me. And yeah, thank you for all the awesome content. Yeah, let them know. During the podcast, I guess because somebody like requested for me to be there, and then John was saying, you know, like, we got someone asking you, you know, like asking you to come here, and we got a bunch of people asking you questions for the podcast. We bring in like Lieutenant Governor Josh Green, and we're telling people, okay, give us some questions to ask like Dr. Green, and nobody like asked anything. This guy is like the leading guy, you know, for as far as pandemic response in Hawaii, and no one asked him a question. It's just like, if I knew that he was going to be on, I would have asked something. You know? But it's kind of cool and very flattering that there is, you know, people that wanted to see me on that pod. I'm a huge fan of Hisessions. We were Aaron and I were on Hisessions pretty early, you know, in Hisessions history
when they were first starting.
Yeah, so it was really cool, and we haven't been back since. I managed to sneak my way in there in one of the episodes with Craig and Sarah, but other than that, I haven't really showed up. So it's really cool to reconnect with those dudes and just kind of talk story. It was a lot of fun. We talked ukulele. If you're a subscriber to their Patreon, we have a bunch of other stuff that we talked about as well. We talk about BTS, if you guys are into that. We talk about Desert Island albums, you know, that we would bring. It's kind of cool. So make sure you check that out and type and comment. You know, Dream sent me from Ukulele Underground. So check it out. Let's get started. Now with that out of the way, just, you know, doing a little promo for my friends. But this is a question and answer kind of podcast. Give me your question. Give me your question, and I'll give you my answers. Kahai. No, I'm taking Kahai and questions, and there's a lot of K's going on and Q's. So, Kahai, give me the first question, bud.
This was from Candy, and it was on our the YouTube video for the last week.
Okay.
So she said, I have 3 beautiful ukes of 21 inch, 23, and 26. I want to tune one of them to low G. Which one should I do? And then her next part is, and do I actually need to change the string or just tune it way down?
It's like soprano, concert, tenor.
Yeah. So you can tune any one of those into a low G, and they all have their different characteristics. You know, like if you give a low G to a tenor, the biggest one that you have, it'll just make that tenor even deeper and even warmer. Okay, because that low note is gonna balance out the rest. Right now, with that said, everything. I mean, the other 2 are awesome as well. I like to put low G's on my soprano because sopranos are naturally super bright, but adding that low G in there kind of balanced that out as well. Okay, not saying that like it's unbalanced without the low G, but I'm just saying that it goes from like low to high when you strum it down, you know, and that low G really gives you a lot more notes to work with, while as the high G, there are some techniques and it allows me to go up the fretboard without worrying about, you know, this open string. So there's like differences and advantages to playing high and low G, but you can string up any one of those with a low G. And yes, it is a completely different string. We were just doing a video on this that the low G string is a completely different string from the high G string. And some people are like, how do I know if I have a low G or a high G? It's if your G string is just as or thicker than your C string, then you have a low G. If your G string is thinner than your C string, then that means you have a high G. All right, that's the rules, Kai. I don't write those rules, but that's the rules. Did you hear those rules before?
Well, it's perfect because you have one.
I do. So if you see
today, it's not always. You don't always
have a low G uke. So this, see the skinny, you know, little string here on the high G. This is a high G, and here we have a low G. It's much thicker than the C string, therefore it's a low G. And this is what I mean by kind of a balanced tone, because those low ends really ring out. Whereas the high G, the C is going to be the lowest note there. So not that it's, you know, not that it's wrong or whatever, or it's or it doesn't sound full, because it still sounds full without it, but you can do different techniques with the high G that you can't do with the low G. And you can, like I said, you can go up the fretboard without worrying about covering up all your low notes. Because if you're up here and you're playing this chord shape, see, it's what you call? It's a forbidden song
on Fridays.
Right, Kahai?
Yep.
So, I should have tuned this uke before we got started. That's my bad.
Yeah, can you give examples of what you can do and what you can't do, and just kind of show how, like, what it would sound like on the low G?
So, for example, if I'm playing Kahai Creative Voice songs, which has a lot of those kind of banjo-y techniques to it, I would be, what am I doing? I have a tuner right here. Lazy. So if I'm playing like Kahai Creative Voice songs, I would be using a high G ukulele, because a lot of those banjo style techniques that Troy Fernandez uses can only be done with the high G ukulele. So things like so if I'm doing or there's the let's go. Can't think of it now. So you can really only do that song with the high G. You can kind of pull it off with the low G, but for the most part, you can't do that technique. So you can do just sounds
the low, it kind of really doesn't blend in,
overpowers it.
If it's low.
And a lot of the songs that I wrote, because I'm a high G player, I write it with a high G. So things like Bandido Tyler and Senor Victor doesn't really work with a low G. So if I were to play Senor Victor, I'd do something like this is just sticking out like a sore thumb, you know?
Yeah.
But
low drone throughout the whole song.
With the high G, that allows me to do that. It's less noticeable, and that's what I mean by going up the fretboard, not having to think about, you know, the bass strings. And with this, I can't really, I don't even want to pick it back up anymore. Like, I can't be doing that. Or Bandito Tyler, any of those songs, songs that I wrote, it's going to be a lot more difficult managing more than one bass string. So for me, just for all the intent of making it easier, I like to use a high G, and it just gives me techniques that are more in my disposal that I can't do with a low G.
Yoda said, if it makes a low sound, it's a low G. If it makes a high sound, it's a high G. That's like, being like facetious, but it's kind of true. Like that is how you can tell, is like you pick that G, and if it sounds low, it's like, oh, that's a low.
I mean, if it's tuned,
if it's tuned.
Yeah,
but I understand like people's trepidation, because like they're not used to listening to notes, or like they're not used to listening to music in that like kind of critical way. So I would say like try and listen, like pick it and then pick your A string, and if it sounds closer to the A string, like if it sounds as high as the A string, or around there, then that's a high G. If it sounds like it's kind of like
closer to the C, apart, then
then it's a low G.
Yeah, and you can't use the same string to tune it low, like super low. The tension will be so low or so loose that you can barely play it. So
it wouldn't ring out. It doesn't ring out.
I don't even want to try it.
And you can't tune your low G all the way up to the high, or else it might break.
So it has to be a different string. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's with that said, good luck with that. I mean, you have 3 ukes. Like, you should have at least one low G. You're able to. So go ahead and you have the luxury to do so. Some people have one. They're like, oh my god, low or high, and that for you it's like both.
Any one of those,
any one of those
would be fine. But would you recommend getting a pack that is like specifically, like if they choose a concert, should they get a low G concert set?
If it's available. If not, then don't worry about it. I mean, just get a single low G, and those are available. Just getting single
or
strings.
Or sometimes they sell like packs that are kind of like uni packs that you can put on any uke, right? And the company, they might not be the best, but like the company has made sure at least that it should work.
Should work across all. We should be getting the mint chocolate chip strings. I think mid-November or like early November.
Okay.
In the Ukulele Underground store, so we'll have that soon.
Okay.
But then if you want them now, you can go
to Aquila.
and
order them directly.
Yeah.
It's
so
totally
Aldrine has a pack of low G sets for all the different sizes. And it's his signature strings. So
it's not on this one, but I will put some on. It's on my that Ukulele that I have, that Ukulele low G, but not on this one because I don't know, I barely use this, so I figured.
And it was already low G, right?
Yeah, this is the same strings as from when I bought it from Ritesh.
Nice.
So safe. I haven't done anything. I don't even want to mess with it. I don't want to touch it. Just it's awesome. I love this. Thank you, Ritesh, by the way. I hope you're enjoying yours. Because as I was telling Aaron, Ritesh found the same exact uke for the same exact price. And it's like, how does lightning strike twice in the same place?
He's a super bitter, or like he's a pro.
He has his finger on the pulse.
Yeah, man, that's cool. So, anyway, give us the second question, Kahai.
Well, we didn't have another question, but I had like a question sent in to our like general questions, person asking for help. And they said that they have a low G, and should they be worried about learning things like from our site, or learning things like how do you know like what works and what doesn't? And I kind of told them like 99% of our site it should be fine. Yeah. And it's kind of the same thing that like Yoda said, like if you play it, it's gonna sound low. If you play it, it's gonna sound high. It's like just try and play along anyways, like to what you're learning. And if it sounds off, like you were doing, right? Like it's very blaringly obvious. Then it's like, this probably isn't gonna work for a low G ukulele.
Almost all, if not all, like the strumming and the chords, totally doable on a low G. It's just the picking. That's the only thing that will make a difference. Is the picking on the or the solos that we've done. So that's why Kahai is like 99% it'll work, because it does. Like you don't need you don't need a high or low G to strum your ukulele with the chords that we put, especially on the play-alongs that we do. Lessons wise, it should be okay as well. We usually let you know if it's a specific high G song or not, because sometimes like a high G song we'll try to do something with the low G as well. Like I know with Frosty, like you can kind of play it with a high or low G, Frosty the Snowman, which is perfect for the upcoming season. If you guys want to learn a song, challenging but fun, Frosty the Snowman, one of my favorites that we've done, Kahai. I love that song.
That was already like a year ago, because we did it for Christmas season. So yeah. It's
beginning to look a lot like we gotta film some more.
Yeah, especially since Halloween is canceled this year.
At my house. I'm still. But to be fair, I'm dressed. Dressed funny every day.
Yeah, and eat candy.
So it's Halloween is every day. My kid, we just her grandma just got her like this Elsa dress or whatever, and she just wears it all. It was supposed to be for Halloween, but she dresses up that way like every day now. It's cute.
Nobody's gonna be.
Who cares?
Yeah,
because I don't want
you can pajama.
Right, I don't want the grandma buying that for God knows how much money she bought it for her to use it one time.
Yeah,
so just go have fun with it. Get it dirty.
Use it up.
Yeah, use it up. Go.
You're not even gonna fit it next year, so yeah.
Last year for Halloween, like for our jam, I made all those like candies with the name of the songs. Should I do that again this year?
Yeah,
like 120.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, if you want to, and you can just make it just not even for the jam, you can make it for me. Like, you just
I think
me candy basically. Just do candy.
Yeah, we did the jam, and then I think we had that bowl of candy for like the next 2 weeks or something in the office, right? So it was like Halloween extended.
Yeah, all the Reese's gone first.
And I specifically put like the songs that we didn't like on candies that I didn't like either.
What's your favorite Halloween song, Kai?
Halloween song?
And why is it Monster Mash?
Is there other Halloween songs besides that?
Ghostbusters?
Thriller.
Thriller? Yeah.
But that's like that's so good that's not just a Halloween song. Right?
Yeah.
So it's Monster Mash.
It's Monster Mash has transcended Halloween.
I would say the Ghostbusters song has transcended Halloween, but Monster Mash, I'm okay with just hearing it one.
I think there's a lot of great Halloween songs, but there's not much good Thanksgiving songs. Because you got Monster Mash, you got the that Witch Doctor song is a good Halloween song. Dude, there's choke. There's like, if you just get like the Alvin and the Chipmunks Halloween CD, there's a lot of them in there. But I don't think I've seen an Alvin and the Chipmunks Thanksgiving special. But we need to write more Thanksgiving songs, and that'll be the next songwriting challenge: is write a Thanksgiving song.
Thanksgiving song.
Bob's Burgers is the only one that has a good Thanksgiving song.
Yeah. What band like did a cover of their song?
The National or something?
Yeah.
Check that out. And we'll have to leave the link in the show notes. It's that Gravy Boat.
Yeah, and then the two versions,
Ooh,
I
so
think
good.
And I think they also covered another one of their Thanksgiving songs, a different one too.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Pass the cranberry sauce. We're having mashed potatoes. Oh, the turkey looks great. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being there. Kill the turkey.
People are just like, what is going on?
Love me some Bob's Burgers, man. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, we got one in the chat.
Cool.
So Renee said, if you need a different tuning, like half step down, do you keep one uke tune special? She says that I have my high G and low G banjo ukulele. Cool. And I was trying to copy an Eddie Van Halen ukulele cover, but I didn't want to retune my strings.
Retuning down a half step isn't too bad, if you have the luxury of having multiple ukuleles, then sure, why not have one, tune half a step down. But yeah, this goes back to like some people don't have, like multiple ukuleles. If you do, and that's what you want to do, totally cool. That's awesome. Actually, it's easy. You just switch from one to the other. But for the most part, if I'm like practicing, I want to lump in all the songs that are half step down and all the songs that are at 440, and then like just kind of play the first half with the half step down and the other half with the 440 songs, so that I just kind of take a break right in the middle, tune my ukulele back up, and then play the 440 songs. Because that's what I did when I was practicing way back then, because I would practice along with the CDs, and Valley Style by the Kyle Creative Boys, the whole CD is in a half step down. Tropical Hawaiian Day, their first album, debut album, it's in 440. Whereas the On Fire album, the first 6 or something like that is in half step, and the next 6 are in 440. It's a mess, man.
We just had this problem or this situation with our next song, right? Like the song we're planning to do for next month too, where it's like, it's like what is the actual key?
What's the key? Yeah. Because one recording has it in one key, and the other recording has it in a different key.
Yeah. The live version versus the studio version. Yeah. One is half step down.
I have to check back in on that. I gotta ask that person that we're collaborating with what's going. But yeah, I'll check back in. I'm excited. I mean, hands down, one of the lessons that I'm actually very, very, very excited to not only teach but to see. Like, I don't know I don't want to give away too much, but it's something, and it's collaborating with somebody that I've always wanted to collaborate with, like, period, since high school. This guy is awesome, so I'm very excited, and you'll see at the beginning of next month. You'll see what we're talking about, but it's good fun. It's good fun. Yeah. Kahai, do you have any other questions?
No. You said that if you had to tune half step down, you want to keep half step down, and then you want to tune to 440 too. Just to clarify, 440 is standard tuning.
Yeah, standard tuning. So GCEA, that's, if you're tuning it to the to the tuner at 440 hertz, I guess, like, and it says GCEA, that's what 440 means. But half step down just means instead of GCEA, you're tuning it at F sharp, B, D sharp, G sharp.
Yeah. And 440, like, for simpler tuners, you can't actually change the hertz, but for more advanced tuners, you can like change it, and then that changes like the reference tone that you're
do you know what the hertz is for half step?
No, because it's not even. I think it's like 432 and decimal points. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
So but 440 is like what became the international standard, because like when everybody was trying to sell musical instruments, they're like, well, are you tuning to 440 or are you tuning to 432? And when all these people came together to play in like orchestras and stuff, they're like, what is your instrument made like to tune to? Is it made to tune to this one or this one? So they're just like, 440 is the standard. Every instrument maker make it to 440, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Why can't we just make all music like Gregorian chants, where it's just like the same note every time, all of it?
Except
we would just sing that one note. All right. So let's see. Well, with the with those albums, and when I was practicing back then, I only had one uke, so I kind of did it by ear, and it was kind of tough too, because like having playing the song, and I didn't have a tuner back then. These like these awesome, very, very, very reliable, very cheap tuners were not available back then. So like I had to tune manually, and I had to kind of listen to the song. I had a reference song that like I knew that one of the first notes was going to be like this or that or whatever. And then I would just kind of like wait for that part to go on, play like the first couple seconds of the song. I'd use that as reference, tune it up again, and then like pause the song and then tune my entire ukulele based on that one note. But I had like tracks that I would use as reference tracks in order to tune my ukulele back up. And I think for that Kyle Creative Boys song, it was On Fire was half step down. So when they did so that, I would play that note. So I do.
And make
try to tune it, pause the song, rewind it back, tune it, play it again, see if it's in tune. If it's in tune, then like, all right, let's tune the rest of my strings, and then play On Fire. But it's like super, or is it the other way around? I think it's 440, then it turns half step. It's messy. Other fun half step albums with the ukulele is Opihi Pickers, the first I guess the second album, the Beginnings album. I don't talk about that one too often, but I love that album. That's another album that I would play like beginning to end, like with my ukulele. If you're an advanced ukulele player, and I don't say that with like the with the Kyle Creator Boys ones, because the Kyle Creator Boys ones you can get through it like being an intermediate player, but Opihi Pickers Beginnings, you kind of have to be an advanced player. So I'll take that as a challenge, you advanced players out there. See if you can play along with Opihi Pickers Beginnings, because Imua Garza is a monster on the ukulele. Yeah.
I think we mentioned it before. Probably the most underrated ukulele player.
But that album is like it's great. Every single song is good, and you can just kind of play that whole album beginning to end. It's fun, and it's a fun one to do. Most of them are like they're kind of reggae-ish, but very island reggae, so they got like a nice swing to it. It's cool. Check it out. Beginnings by OP Pickers.
People like are amazed, or they ask us like, how do you get so good at like adapting to different keys or different things? And that's like, I think that's part of it, is like back then it's not like now when you look up a song on YouTube or Ultimate Guitar, like you can find that same song, but they'll transpose it to C or something. So like everybody's like, oh, learn it the easy way, learn it in C, right? But back then, it's like, I want to play along to this song. It's like
you just do it in that key.
The easiest key to play it in is the one recorded on the CD, and you have to like you have to play to that key. So it is like you either tune your ukulele, or you figure out how to transpose, or you do whatever.
And I think
just to clarify, I think Renee just because you were referring to standard tuning as 440. But the half step too, you're not changing your tuner's hertz, right?
No,
you're staying in 440, but you're just changing
instead
tuning
of G,
to different notes.
It's an F sharp, which is a half step down. That's why we call it a half step down. So instead of a G, it's F sharp. Instead of a C, it's a B. Instead of an E, it's a D sharp. Instead of an A, it's a G sharp. So the tuning, instead of G, C, E, A, it's F sharp, B, D sharp, G sharp. Sounds a lot more complicated than it is. It's just really just.
But what Kahai was referring to is like, if your tuner could tune to the proper hertz, you could tune G, C, E, A, and it would sound like that F sharp.
And different hertz.
I think that's like a older tuner kind of problem though, like changing the hertz, because I think they couldn't actually display like sharps, on the digital screen. So you would have to change the hertz of the tuner, and then still like it would still display like if your G is in tune, but you're actually tuning to F sharp. So like all modern digital tuners now, they do display like sharps or flats, so it's perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about that at all.
It's kind of like the default setting is 440. So for simplicity's sake, just stay at 440. And just change change your tuning to the different notes.
Because I think even that is like so I think half step is 432, and then from 432 it goes to it's not even, it might be like 415 or something. It's always like different intervals. You have to know the exact hertz to tune. I mean, it's just easier to just tune to
the note.
I always had a problem with like tuners being too complicated, especially ones that that are like cheapy for like beginners and stuff. They have the button to change the hertz, and it's like, no, just take that button out. Don't touch that. Don't touch it. Keep it at 440.
Made for a beginner. Then
maybe Jacob Collier
it's just gonna confuse everyone.
Can work with 438 or whatever, 439, but keep it at 440. Don't touch that part of your of your tuner, and you should be fine across the board.
The other button that they include, or I don't know if they still do it, but I thought it was dumb and they didn't really have to do that, is like the visual metronome. And like I hated that, because like who wants to look at their tuner while they're playing. to figure out time is like, no, that's not. I don't think that's a good feature to have on.
Well, one of the things that we were looking for when we used to go to NAMM all the time is a metronome that showed you the numbers instead of just like ta 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 ta. Because like, where am I? I mean, it would have the da 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 da. You know, like where one is supposed to be, but like, show me the numbers. Show me what beat I'm in. You know, maybe like I. Not saying that I need one or whatever. It's just, why hasn't anyone made one? Period. You know, like,
well, they are online. They have.
Are they?
They are.
Okay, well, come on, get to it. Regular tuner or metronome makers.
I think they assume that everybody just has an app for that already. So it's like, why even try? Like, even you can dynamically change the app to do anything that you want. So
yeah,
and the app can do like. If they made a machine, it would be like, you know, straight rhythm. I know there's apps that you can do like swung rhythms too and stuff. So it is, in that sense, it is better to just get an app for that.
Yeah. Even with like tuning apps and stuff, I used to be kind of like on the fence with like tuning apps because I don't know if it's like as accurate, you know, as it makes it out to be. But after tuning with a tuner app on my phone, sometimes that's more in tune than like using one of
more
these
accurate,
tuners. Which is crazy. So technology, man, it's off the charts.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Did you see
Skynet, buddy? Skynet coming up.
Did you see the automatic tuner? So it looks like a winder, and then you put it on top of your string, and you pick your string, and then it will just start tuning, like turning the gear until it reaches. So it's like the robot tuners on Gibson guitars, but it's just the winder itself. And like that kind of, I thought like, oh, that's cool. Like that makes more sense to me than making it a part of the tuning, you know, the gears and everything. Like that way you can use whatever guitar you want and you do that. But still, I think I can tune faster than that thing.
Yeah, see? Yeah, Skynet is coming, man. We got to find Sarah Connor and we got to just defend ourselves from these Terminators coming out too. Scary. Like they have minds of their own. We had a songwriting challenge like a couple weeks back, and they're due today. Kahai, aren't they? Okay, once again, I forgot that they were due today. Yesterday, we were here at the office, and then Aaron's like, "Is it due tomorrow? Or is it next week?" I'm like, "Oh my God, it's due tomorrow." We had a lot on our plate, you know. I mean, I know I keep making that excuse, but there's been a lot of stuff that we've been doing. You know, for the site, making new videos and whatnot. So because we got this new place, you know, we should use this new amazing place. We're kind of doing a lot of stuff, and I haven't really been thinking of that. But I wrote something, and so it's all good. I don't got to make up an excuse. I did do it today. I didn't even do it yesterday when I found out that it was due today. I still did it completely last minute. Before heading to work, I parked at the beach by Machaya in Kapaa, and I'm just like, okay, give myself 20 minutes to write something, and I did write something. But Kahai, give us the guidelines of what's the last songwriting challenge was.
The main guideline was that you just had to write a song that made you think of the title. Jubilant October Afternoon. Got to be careful with how I say that.
Jubilant October Afternoon.
I always want to say something else. I like when we made this the challenge, and when I made the post for the live lesson, I included a link to the Mandela effect because I had a feeling that we were gonna still call it Jubilant October Sky instead of Afternoon. And then.
Extras.
Some of the bonuses, like 3/4 lyrics, make it in like funk or disco, like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and then use a ninth chord.
There we go. Forgot to put this on my headstock today, but basically, whatever was on my headstock is what we're going to give away to people, you know, to one lucky person who tries this challenge out. So whenever you guys do the songwriting challenge, make sure to post it over on Ukulele Underground and the Plus forums, because we pick out a random winner from the people who try out the songwriting challenge, and we give random stuff away. So for this time, we're giving away something sweet and salty. Okay, so we got salty, we got seedless Lihing cherry, we got Lihing sour lychee, which is both sweet and salty, and we went all the way sweet with some milk chocolate macadamia nuts. So we're gonna be sending this out. And Kahai, you said you were gonna add something, or Aaron, you're gonna add something?
Oh yeah, Lihing starfruit.
Lihing starfruit, like dried starfruit, right?
Yeah,
yeah, Lihing dried starfruit. That sounds amazing. And you guys have one more week to do the songwriting challenge. So for us, it was due to it's due today, but for you folks, it's due next week. And the reason for that is because we like to kind of show you guys what we have to give you guys some inspiration on what you can write, and then you can use that, or just keep whatever song that you already have. But we can kind of just show you what you can create with the guidelines that we did. Okay, so let's get started. Here we go. I'm gonna play my song. So that's why I brought my low G ukulele today. That's because when Aaron and I, well, when Aaron made me realize that it was due today, I was like, oh no, I gotta write a song. And I said I was gonna write an instrumental, so I wrote an instrumental. He's like, you should write it with that uke. I'm like, yeah, I should.
Sounds great.
Okay, so this is called Jubilant October Afternoon. So I was thinking about that phrase, and I'm like, what, I need something jubilant. I need something kind of, like happy. And what does jubilant, like sound or look like to me? And I kind of thought back, and I was like, one of the things that I think about when I hear the word jubilant, or just ukulele and kind of happy and that upbeat, kind of a description, is going to be the band Fulare Pad from Japan. So I and if you guys have never seen them, they're amazing. They're really, really good at melody, and they're exciting. Like it's a ukulele guitar duo from Japan, and they play these great, exciting, melody-driven songs that are jumping and they're pointing to the sky. Very, very cool, charismatic, and really amazing musicians. Like those two dudes are like no joke. Like they can really, really play, and they know their way around music, not just the uke, but music in general. All right, so I tried my best to write a Fulare Pad inspired song called Jubilant October Afternoon. So it goes like this. Before, so I don't know if I'm gonna get this 100% correct. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, but you gotta point up to the sky at the end.
Right. Thanks. I played a lot around with the low G. Since we have a little bit of time, I'll explain some stuff. So with this, it's in the key of A, and with their songs, they're just basic 1-4-5s, and sometimes with major 2s and stuff. But it's very, very melody driven. So even though they're just using plain old 1-4-5, there's some minors in there. The major and the way that they play their melodies is always very exciting. So I wanted to kind of get that and then repeat it again, because a good melody line is always reinforced. Then leading up to the chorus, that's very Fulati pad sounding. Then to the 5, and it goes to the minor, to the major 2, back to the chorus. So I played this a little bit long the first time, but it goes. Original line. So that's my Fulani Pad song called Jubilant October Afternoon.
The ending part too, where you're kind of just going back and forth. That sounded very besides Fulani Pad, it sounds very Japanese too, just a J-pop.
Just jump.
So with that song too, you were still kind of doing that strumming, half strumming, half picking technique that you usually do, right? Because you play chords, but you're only trying to play certain notes or highlight certain notes. But then with that low G, you just had to be more careful of hitting that low G.
Yeah, I when I wrote it, I wasn't gonna do that, but I don't know. I get nervous whenever I show people songs and stuff. That's why I had to kind of, when I explained it, I played it a lot better when I was playing it, because it's not okay, here we go. I guess that's recital time.
It's funny though.
Everybody quiet.
Yeah, everybody quiet listening.
Watching.
Oh my god.
I thought, I was oh, that's cool. Aldrine just talked about that. Talked about avoiding the low G. Yeah, he's demonstrating it.
Yeah, so that's what I did. So when I did that part, I'm I'm supposed to do this because it gets that note there. So you're supposed to finger pick it, but I don't know. I panicked and I'm I guess I'm good enough to do that. I forget sometimes. I'm one of those professional uke players that people talk about.
I've done stuff like that too, in Magic, where I'm I messed up something. And then the person picks up their card and they're how'd you do that? And you just gotta stay quiet and you're magic.
Magic.
That was all according to my plan.
Yeah.
I think David Blaine said sometimes I forget who was interviewing him. They're how do you do it? He's sometimes you just get lucky and you say oh, let me guess, you got the Queen of Hearts, and then you'll see the person's eyes get wide, and you just roll with it. You don't have to do anything else. It's did I know you were gonna have the Queen of Hearts? Nope.
I did one where I'm supposed to do this special shuffle or whatever. The guy already picked their card and whatnot. I did this special shuffle and it fell off my hands, but it was weird because as it fell off my hands, the only thing that stuck to my hand was their card because I had it on the bottom. And I felt, I was oh my god, is this your card? Whoa, how'd you do that? I'm magic. So as it fell off,
it was part of the.
I just purposely let everything else fall off and just keep the one on the bottom. This is the one, right?
There's something in Magic called multiple outs.
Yeah.
That means that you do the same trick, but you have multiple results for the same trick. And I feel music is the same way. If you get good enough, you can have multiple outs. So if you do mess up, it's just that wasn't a mistake. That was intentional. I'm gonna keep going with it.
Yeah.
So it's just the more time you put into it, people will think you're better because you'll just be more comfortable with mistakes, you know? It's like mistakes aren't big deals anymore.
Yeah, so that's my song. Kahai or Aaron?
Yeah, I'll go. I think so.
I have Kahai's computer, so.
Can you make sure the speaker is turned to like 60? I think.
What's
sometimes when you plug it into the speaker, it drops down to like 35 or something on the computer. So.
Yep. To like that. Okay. I'll try and see.
Yeah. You know, I don't think you have to hold it right up to the mic.
Is it going? Allow.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like in your wheelhouse, man. That sounded almost like too easy for you.
well, it was like very Earth, Wind, and Fire inspired, right?
I stayed up pretty late last night finishing that up. So
yeah, that sounds awesome,
that
dude.
easy.
That's I feel like that's one of your best that you've done.
Yeah, and I feel almost like I'm not done with it. There's like a lot more that I still want to add. Like I wanted to add in actually record guitar, but I finished just that version at 2 a.m. So I was like, I don't think I have time to record guitar. I'm gonna go sleep. And I was like, no, I'll just do this. But yeah, I'll definitely like a lot of it comes from Earth, Wind, and Fire, and a lot of it comes from September. Because like if you listen to September, Renee said like love the cowbell. There is a cowbell in September, and it's going throughout the whole song.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, and then also like listening to September, there's like so much going in that song that I think most people don't realize. Like there's a whole string section, but it's very low in the mix, so you don't hear it, and they're almost playing counterpoint to what the horns are playing.
Oh,
so
to just fill in the gaps, kind of.
Yeah, but it's like a feeling because it's very hard to hear like the actual notes that they're playing, but they're there. And then there's like little saxophone stabs here and there and stuff. So I tried to do the same thing where it's like when I heard that string section, I even had to go back and listen to it again and be like, was it a string or am I just hearing things? But there is like a little bit of it. So when I was writing my song, I was like, I want to put in like violins and cellos. I put in a couple violins and cellos, and then I did everything else too. Yeah.
Good job, bud. That sounds awesome. Like I said, that seemed like a little too easy for you. Like, that sounded way good.
I think, and the other requirement that I hit was like that 9 chord.
9.
I can't tell you which chord has it, because I just basically like stacked chords, and some of them it's like I don't even know the name of the chord. It's just like I stack these notes together, and then I'm like, yeah, that sounds good enough. And it's like stuff that it's hard to even, because it's like E, F sharp minor, or F sharp and the D all played together in the same chord, you know. So it's stuff like that, but there is like a 9 sprinkled in every once in a while.
Nice.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Beautiful. Aaron, the voice.
Okay.
Show me what you got.
I'll just do it. It's like as I was writing it, I was kind of like, how come my hand is getting so where? Yeah, it's like it has like a lot of bar chords, which is usually not a problem. But we haven't been playing music for like 6 months, so my hand is like weak.
You got soft on me.
Yeah, I was like, oh man. I mean, it's in the key of F, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I started like, as I was repeating stuff and like, oh, that's not how I wanted to go. Just keep playing the song, and it's like, why is my hand getting sore? So, yeah. Okay. Jubilant October Afternoon. My baby likes expression. She ain't fond of holding back nothing at all. Nothing at all. She points me in the right direction and calls out when she notices a flower in bloom. It's coming up soon. We're having a jubilant October afternoon. In the middle of a jubilant October afternoon. My princess can't get enough. Our kingdom summer turns into fall. We're loving it all. Her 2 stars twinkling at me, love. I reach into her sky, touching the moon. Rockets taking off soon. We're having a jubilant October afternoon. In the middle of a jubilant October afternoon. Our lips are tired from the exercise. Oh, won't you lay your mind right here next to mine? Decisions come with evening. The sun slips further out of the sky, turn into night. This vision won't be leaving our memories anytime soon. It's never too soon to have another jubilant October afternoon. Looking forward to a jubilant October afternoon. We'll have another jubilant October afternoon.
Yeah. Awesome, man. See, so good. So Kahai just he was killing it, man. What do you stop it? Stop. You're killing him. You're killing him. Stop it. It's too good.
Yeah, I was trying to hold it in.
You're killing him, Aaron. Go.
So it's, I don't know. As you guys were playing your songs, I thought it was funny because you suggested Jubilant.
Yeah.
And you went all in on Jubilant.
Yeah.
Right? That's like a totally Fulade pad, like describer word. Yeah. And then Kahai suggested October because of September,
and
he went all in on that, and then I went all in on Afternoon because it was kind of said like, oh, like Afternoon Delight.
Yeah.
And so
that's cool.
I started off like trying to listen to funk and I had some ideas on like how to mix that that catchphrase into like a funk song, but it really wasn't coming out. And then I started listening to Afternoon Delight, and then everything just like spilled out. So it really is kind of that song itself. It's like a folk kind of a folk song, and it's on the surface it seems like very mild, but then it's actually a really dirty song, right? And so this is like the same kind of the same thing. I stole a bunch of chords and chord progressions from that song, and then just added I kind of arranged it in a different way. Yeah,
like
and
the Afternoon Delight to the A7 D minor. I did not pick up on that until just now.
Afternoon Delight.
Yeah.
So that's
two and two together.
So that's stolen directly from, and it's in the key of F, and the majority of the verse is like F and B flat. So
you also brought back the major 7 again, a little throwback to last challenge.
So what I did there was I had thought of doing the song in F when I was listening to funk, or it was like funk and disco, and I stole that from it's like a Jackson 5 song, Blame It on the Boogie.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think it's in the key of F, but I transposed it to the key of F, and it's like blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight, don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on a boogie. That's like So like that is that's that. So it was kind of like the convergence of all those things. But yeah, the song itself, like the lyrics are purposefully written ambiguously so that it could be played on the radio and in like a folk kind of setting, but it's like riddled with like innuendo and
dirty things,
suggestive lyrics.
We're exposing Kahai to all these dirty talk and dirty things. So he's an innocent young boy. You're killing him.
But I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't understand the joke. I think me and you, Aaron, like we write in similar ways, and so like when people ask like how do you even get started writing a song, like I'll think about what I'm trying to do, and then I try to collect material with like of other songs that I'm like trying to replicate kind of. So I'm like, oh, I like this of that song, or I like that of that song. I think even like what is his name from Weezer, the lead singer?
Rivers. Yeah, Rivers.
Yeah. They didn't on his Song Exploder. He said he'll do that too, right? Like where he'll listen to songs and he'll record just like little riffs that he likes or something, and he'll put that in one folder, and then he puts lyrics in the other folder, and then when the lyrics are like good, he listens to like all the riffs, so it's like not connected to the original song at all. He doesn't have that in his head, and he listens to the original riffs and goes like, oh, okay, I can slide this riff under this
that fits
lyric.
there.
Yeah. So I think like if you're curious or if you're stumped and you don't know how to start writing a song, like figure like think about what songs you like, and then
or are inspired by, or artists that you're inspired by.
It's like you can't take like note for note, but you like the thing that I did for like this song that I wrote, another thing I did was that if you listen to a lot of disco, it's pretty simple rhythm, right? Where it's like the bass, the kick drum is on 1, the snares are on 2 and 4. So it's just dook, dook. Yeah. And if you think about what disco is supposed to be, it's like dance music. So that makes it really easy to dance to. But like, even if what I think is like the most disco song, right, is like Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Like that's why that song is like so easy, or that song is great for that walking scene, right? That John Travolta does, because it's like you're just
Spider-Man walking scene.
Is it the same song?
Spider-Man 3, baby.
Okay, sure. But you're like you're going with the right foot on the kick and then the left foot on the snare, right? And it just like it makes it really easy to walk to. So that's like the same thing that I tried to do. And I think if people are trying to write songs, just pick out like little things that you like of other songs. Like, oh, I like this chord pattern. I like this little riff. I like this thing, you know.
And then just start there.
Yeah.
Use that to build everything. And then once it comes together, it's almost hard to deconstruct where it all came from. But so if you're looking at a song based on the end product, it's hard to visualize how you got there. But if you just start somewhere, you're gonna get somewhere else, you know.
And that's why like we try to encourage people to write just as much as possible, because like if you like, maybe, you know, if you write something, you're like, I don't know about that song, but maybe like there were elements in the lyrics that you wrote that you liked, that you wanted to, you know, maybe take those lyrics and put it somewhere else. And you might write a song, you know, another song later down the line, and you like the melody line that you did with the chorus. Maybe you can take those lyrics from, you know, from the song that you didn't like the music, and take the music you did like and put it together. You know, it's just about doing it over and over until something comes out, really, right?
We also play our songs, right, and people just hear the end products. But sometimes I say this too, but like for this song in particular, I think I wrote that, you know, the build-up part in 3 different keys, and like with, you know, like 4 different chord patterns. And so like I got to that one where I'm like, okay, I like this one the most. So there always is like, you're gonna write a bunch of stuff and you're probably not gonna like some of it, but it's just like with songwriting practice, it's almost more about like the quantity than the quality that you do, because if you push out enough quantity, eventually like something is gonna be like stick to you, or gonna feel like, oh, that feels pretty good, I like that. So
nice, good job everyone. Okay, so once again, Kahai, give us the guidelines for the songwriting challenge, because for the audience, it's due next week Thursday.
So the main guideline is just write a song with the title Jubilant October Afternoon, and then bonuses are lyrics, disco or funk, 3/4 time, and use a 9 chord. So
and that's it. I mean, that, you know, that's pretty simple enough. I mean, you can add all those extras if you want to. You don't have to. Just write. That's all we're asking for, is just write some songs. We'd love to hear what you guys got. And even if it's not for a challenge, if you guys write something, post it on the forum. We'd love to see what you guys have, and we'd love to see what you guys are working on. All right. Now it's time to go. We got to get going. But thank you so much for tuning in to Thursday Live Lesson. And I'll see you after the show for one-on-one coaching. Check out tomorrow for Aloha Friday Live Jam. See you next time. Aloha.